of omens. Give me sight beyond sight. Beyond sight. Beyond sight.
What up, people? It's another episode of Psych where we give you all our insight on the shit we talk about. Today we're going to talk about the Obi Wan Kenobi trailer that's coming out for Disney Plus, and I think today was the release of the trailer. So we're going to play it.
Yeah, that was random as hell.
Our thoughts about it and all that fun stuff. Have you watched it already?
I mean, I watched it after you texted me because I seen the pictures and stuff, like from whatever magazine it was. But yeah. I honestly, like, I had no idea the trailer was already out. Like, I was like, oh, and then I ended up watching it. Yeah. Okay. So I watched it. Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll share it right now. Let's see. Hey, we're in the corner. And let's play it.
I'm on my multitask shit. Should have put it on my big screen over here so I can see it better.
Yeah.
We lost.
My Wi-Fi looks so bad. It's so sketchy.
Yeah, your shit is definitely slow. Spectrum.
You know what's weird?
Stay hidden.
What?
Yeah, it looks really crappy.
Try.
But on the screen I'm playing it on, when I'm looking at my second screen, it's playing fine. It's just that when it's on here.
It's because it's stretching out the pixels.
His patience.
Yo, I have to say, fuck, what was that movie? The Inquisitor looks like something that I remember watching when I was younger, and it makes me laugh. I don't know why.
It looks like one of those, what do you call it? Like Hellraiser demons, the Demonites or whatever.
Yeah, there we go. That's what it is. I was like, yo, he look creepy as hell, but he's mad funny.
Shit. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure out this Wi-Fi thing. Paying too much money for some shitty ass Wi-Fi.
This is why you got to connect your broadband. You got to do broadband.
Yeah, true.
The Jedi code is like an itch. He cannot help it. Where is he?
That looks like Juan and Get Up.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Hope survives. May 25th.
I'm surprised.
Like a little.
Oh, because they already know. They were like, we made so much money off of Star Wars alone. Like, you don't really think about that. Like, obviously, Marvel makes them mad money, but you can't do anything really coolish with the Disney logo like that. Like, what? Like, it's easier with the lightsaber to cut, like, you know, to do the swoosh.
Yeah.
And wasn't Star Wars the first one that they bought? Didn't they buy Star Wars before they bought Marvel?
Marvel? Ooh, that's a good question. No, because
I'm not even sure.
Think about it. Iron Man came out. Damn.
Nah, because you can't even count it on that because of the fact that whatchamacallit, Star Wars, regardless, when they bought it, they didn't make a movie until almost freaking years later. It took them mad long. Like, they did other things with the Star Trek. They did revamps. They basically made a whole, like, I mean, the Star Wars shit they have now in Disney is crazy. Like, I really want to go on it. I've never really cared for a cruise ship until I realized I could be on a Star Wars cruise ship. And I was like, I might do that. like it looks like a spaceship. Yeah, like they had some, it looked ill as hell. Like,
so what do you think about the trailer?
I hate it.
That's your review on it? I fucking hate it. This sucks.
No, honestly, the only thing I did, I'm not gonna say it was great. It was alright. Like the thing about the trailer is that killed me. It was like I felt like it was short, which made sense because you don't want to give away a lot.
Yeah.
But like I felt like it didn't give me anything besides they were just like, here, we know what your fans want, Inquisitors. And I'll be happy until the show comes out. You take this and enjoy it.
I never really liked the Inquisitors. Like, because they were only in Rebels. So I never really liked what they are.
I
they're just
I know what you mean.
That are bad.
Yeah, but at the same, but for the fandom, like you say, they're from Rebels. The people that probably never caught on to Rebels or watched it yet or whatever. Remember the Star Wars game that I have, the Fallen Order game that I bought? You fight Inquisitors in that. Like, so they became a big part of that time stream, like the Jedi's not being around anymore type shit. Like, so it's like if you do anything around that time, you had to kind of have them in a way.
Yeah, I get it. I get what the time stream is, but I hope that they put some kind of justice to Darth Maul, because in Rebels that fight was garbage. So I hope in this they put a little bit more to that fight scene, like make Darth Maul look kind of cool instead of the way he looked in Rebels. Like, fuck, man. I know they're gonna put Darth Maul, but probably not to the second season, probably, because I think that's gonna be all about Vader.
Nah, they have to, and like, because I was trying to think, because doesn't he loses his legs? I was trying to think like all the shit that they could possibly do with more, like, will be kind of ill. Like
by this time,
that and
this is Rebels time. So by this time, he already had the metal legs. He already did he already has a black saber, and he's older. So he's teaching the Ezra, who is the new Jedi in Rebels. At the end of that series, I think Maul was like teaching him a little bit, and then Vader comes and Ahsoka comes and all that shit. So it was alright. I just hated that last fight scene because it was like 2 swipes and he killed him, and I was like, "Fuck, this is canon now." Damn it!
Listen, at the end of the day, you got out a really good fight scene sometimes, or you get really like, I wanted this fight. Damn it, why did it end so fast? Like, because that's how I felt with like the Boba Fett show. Like when I was like, you just killed him already. I was like, I just wanted like give me like 4 more minutes and I would have been happier. Like just a few more things. Like,
no,
but
I like
it's hard. Yeah.
Go ahead. Oh, now you're drinking. I like the visuals because it made it seem like it was looking like a movie. Like visually, so it looked like a movie instead of a show. And I was like, all right, that's pretty cool.
Oh no, they're definitely gonna pump this out to look like as good as they can make it look.
Yeah.
Especially after everything with Boba Fett and Mandalorian is like, all right, this is our key thing for Star Wars is based on one of our biggest characters. Cannot mess this up. Like,
if they mess this up, there's gonna be a downward spiral.
God, I'm gonna be so. I doubt it because obviously we know who's doing it. It's the same people that do the other shows. But it's like still like that would kill me inside. Like, damn it! Like I've been waiting for this Obi Wan Kenobi show since they said it was coming out. like honestly, like I'm mad hyped for this shit. Like because he's one of my favorite people, like my favorite Jedi's. So it's like I gotta see.
I like that they put in the Inquisitors in there for some kind of thing, because obviously you can't just have what do you call it, Vader, like right away. So I get it, like even though I don't really like the Inquisitors, but I get it because it looks like it was. Because I'm trying to think in Rebels, they had the guy with the hat. The guy that was bald doesn't look like the guy in Rebels. Maybe I have to So maybe, and then the girl, I'm not sure. But I did like the spinning blade, the automatic spinning blade. That was kind of funny.
Nah, that was like, yes, that's cool.
He's gonna chop off his head.
Because there's a couple of things like within it. Because like I'm more or less off the trailer. Like I was just thinking of the possibilities until like we actually watch it to see where it's kind of leaning towards. But I was wondering, I wonder if they would bring in the character from the video game because of the fact that he's kind of in that timeline, and he's a lost Jedi that nobody knows about, and he's a real actor. So it'd be kind of easy to bring him in, like the guy who like did the character. Yeah. Between that and then what was the other shit that I was thinking about for character shit? Basically just to see like how far they will go into the other movies, like whatchamacallit, do we get to see more of like a Boba Fett maybe? Do we get to see like, different things from characters right before we get to the original, like, to like the New Hope and shit? Because there's a lot of characters that come in, like could possibly pop up or be talked about.
Well, I feel like some of the characters from Rebels might be in there, but I think we're not going to get what everyone wants to see is Rex. So I don't think we're going to get that to Ahsoka because she has more of a tie with them.
That will make more sense, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to think, like you said, like what other characters in this timeline besides everything we've seen already. That's going to be hard. Unless, I don't know. I don't know. And
it's going to be an interesting show.
It's before Boba Fett because, again, at this time, Darth Maul has the ebony blade. So I keep saying ebony blade. It's a black lightsaber. I'm getting Marvel mixed up, but
see. So that means Ahsoka could still possibly pop up in it.
Yeah, Ahsoka could pop up. Rex could always pop up because they have a deep thing too.
Listen, I mean, it would be kind of cool to see a live action version of the Bad Batch. Like, it would be kind of cool. Yeah,
but they would be older.
Yeah, they would be. But you just bring them in for like that little quick fanfare or something. You don't have to kill them because obviously they don't kill off people in these things. But,
they really don't. Keep everyone alive just in case.
Yeah, like how are you still alive? And then you just realize that Boba Fett's been sleeping in a hyperbolic chamber like Goku for fucking most of his career.
Oh shit! Actually, yeah, I'm trying to think now. What is the timeline? Because Boba Fett doesn't get out until after Obi Wan dies. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, so all that shit, Mandalorian and Boba Fett are way after this. Okay, so
all right. You know what else I noticed though on the trailer, and like, because I was thinking in my head, I was like, I'm about to really watch like freaking episode 4 or whatever, or New Hope, whatever you want to call it, because I'm bugging. Because I swear the guy who plays the Uncle Owen or whatever his name is for Luke, that looked like the same dude for like the last 30 years. No. I was like, yo, is that the same guy from the original?
No, he's I've seen him as an actor a few other times, but he does look similar to him.
Like they made it look good. I was like, he looks just like him.
Yeah. No, that's good. I like seeing that. Mm-hmm. I wonder if they're gonna do a lot with Luke since he's watching him. So I want to know if he's like, because he has to be Uncle Ben by now. Mm-hmm. So I wonder if he's gonna be.
I think there's gonna be more like you said, like the first season we'll start him off like really young-ish, and maybe you get him to like that mid-teen, young teen version, like right before he gets to. And you'll get him to get into some trouble, and then like Uncle Ben or whatever, he'll do some shit without him seeing, and then they'll slowly be there, like towards the end of the show, like completely tease going into it because they already said that Anakin's gonna be in the show, like not young Anakin, but like the actual Anakin. So it's gonna be interesting.
It will be interesting, but I can't wait to see. I want to see it. I'm excited for it. Anything that comes out Disney, Marvel. I want to see. I'll give it a shot.
I mean, basically, we got what? Wait, hold on. Oh, May. So that means Moonlight's going all the way into May. That's all right. That's what's up.
Yeah.
At least it's like I need something to watch. Okay, and I have no baseball. I have like shit. I'm running out of things to watch here. Even though I do find random things, like. Well, you don't watch because they have like a show that's out now about the Dynasty Lakers, aka / the Magic Johnson kind of story, because it's like when he got drafted there. Pretty good the first episode. That's something that I just started watching. Some good shit on that. But I'm trying to think, like there's really nothing else. I've been watching wrestling for like the last fucking like 3 weeks. I feel like my brain is burnt out. Like,
Yeah, no, it's everything I've been watching is kind of like I watched the Michael Jordan documentary. I watched the Kanye documentary.
mm.
Uh, damn, I haven't been watching anything like new besides that.
See, I would talk about the Jordan shit, but that shit's like 2 years old now. But I can't blame you because I know you don't watch sports, so you
It's
wouldn't
really
even
2 years
know.
old.
Nigga, they dropped that shit literally when the pandemic and they closed down everything. ESPN
Yeah,
said yes, and they just started every like literally the only thing to look forward to for a sports fan like me was Sundays. I would go home and I knew that they were dropping 2 episodes at night, so I could watch those 2 episodes. Like
oh
that's what
wow,
we all. That's all we had for like 2020 until like June when baseball started, basically.
yeah.
But yeah, like that happened. But the Kanye West doc, because we haven't talked about that. Like, how did you feel about it? Like, what did you get out of it?
Um, I felt like I understood a little bit more about him. Like, I'm not saying that I know everything about that I need to
I
know,
know him.
but
Yeah.
it's like it was one of those things where it's just like, all right, he seemed like you see the breakdown in his psyche, especially
Mhm.
after his mother died. And I knew that
Oh
from
yeah.
because I think right after his mother died, he made 808 and Heartbreak, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so you could tell even from his style of music that it totally changed, and then it was just like
Mm.
breakdown, and then he started getting in trouble and all those like
Yeah.
clips
It
of
just
him
went
and all that.
crazy. Yeah.
So I was just like, damn. So I knew it was something to do with mom, but to
Mm.
see, I think the last episode made me sad because it was just like this guy was his friend, and he was doing this before he got famous when he was busting his ass to be
Yeah. He
who he
helped him
is.
get there. Yeah. He
Yeah,
helped him.
and then it was just like he fell off, and then you just see like, he was just like, but I did my own family, I had my own girl,
Mm-hmm.
I did all the stuff, and then he went
Yeah.
back and when he was in DR or Puerto Rico when he
Mm.
was talking like Kanye was talking crazy with those white people like
Yeah.
about property, and then he just goes on a thing. He's like, I never heard him
Mm.
talk like that. I had to shut off the camera. And I was just like,
Yeah.
damn, that must suck as like a friend, like an actual friend, and
Mm.
just being like,
To
yo, what's going
yeah.
on with him, man? Like, I don't know his daughter. His daughter don't know my daughter. He just
Mm.
blew up, and then he went off the rails, and then, I'm back
Yeah.
at
He went.
home doing nothing.
Nah, it's a fact. But that's part of what a lot of that shit is like. Because when you look at it, like throughout that, like there was a very humble version of Kanye that we got as fans, like the outsiders, that we seen him be egotistical, but you knew there was a little slight humbleness there.
Yeah,
So whatchamacallit, within that happening and everything, like when he got to like his mom passing, it was always tossed like, oh, he's gonna lose it. So the Taylor Swift shit, like when they
yeah,
show it, it's like drink it, drink it, drink it, drink it. It was a systematic breakdown, but to say like he was like, oh, he don't know him like that is like, yeah, you don't know him like that because at the same time he's talking in a different mindset of money. So he's talking about
yeah,
owning houses and doing things with that. Like he's now thinking different because he has a different income, a different like status that he could control this shit. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like, so it's a lot of weird things. Like, because I do feel him like he needed to cut it off the camera. Like, there was a couple of times because you could even tell at the part where when he first said he first seen Kanye again after mad years when he went to the concert party shit and like
yeah,
Kanye was fucking with him saying his name wrong. But you could
yeah,
see
yeah,
it
yeah,
started to get to him. Yeah. It was
yeah,
getting to him for a minute. And then he's just like, then Kanye's like, nah, like I know. But you could tell it was like a mixture that Kanye, nah, you were drunk and you were fucking up and saying it wrong.
yeah,
But at the same time, you did realize that the later, like, oh, nah, this is like my man. Like, I do know his name and shit. But it's a
yeah,
real concept. Like, I could just imagine like all the shit, especially like a person like him who he's done. Like that documentary didn't even touch like nowhere near half the stuff that he's ever
oh
done.
no, no.
Yeah, like so it's
Well, the
like
documentary
he's
was just
everywhere.
his friend recording. Like that was just the recordings
Mhm.
of his friend, So it wasn't his whole
Yeah.
actual life and discography and all the things he's
Nah,
doing.
it was it was more just for us like me, like my nerd side. Every
Yeah,
clip that I seen him in front of a mic and he was performing, and I'm like, this is one of the greatest albums ever, and I get to see at least little snippets of him
yeah,
performing like certain songs and him doing it by himself. I thought it was
yeah,
awesome. Like he's sitting there like I got, and then just like F it, like if you ain't gonna help me, I'm gonna just do it. Like do it myself. And I was just like, that shit is dope. That was dope as hell to me.
Yeah, but that's why he's
Yeah.
one of the greatest because it's like
Hmm.
it's just something like I said, snapped. Maybe he always had like some kind of mental thing, and his mom really
Yeah.
was like his stable.
The
But
balance.
it was just after it was like you get to see it though, like you saw the push, even with the when he got into the accident and right after he got signed. So it was just
Yeah.
like, oh man, like not everyone else, but most people would just give up. Like I just ruined everything
Hmm.
with this stupid fucking car accident.
Yeah, he
And
would have thought he could never rap.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then yeah, and it was just funny too because he was even seeing him in the Rockefeller office where he was just like
Mm.
walk in and just be like, I want everyone to
Yeah.
listen to like I had to force my way. I want people to see me not just as a
Mm.
producer rapper, as a rapper. And I'm
Yeah.
also a producer, but I want to be the best
Mm.
rapper regardless.
Yeah,
Not
and
be
that's the crazy shit. Like, because like the people that obviously were the insiders more, like when they talk about the documentary, they were like, nah, like because fans were saying, like, how stupid can these people be? How do you not realize like all fall downs, like that song was gonna be amazing? And like
yeah,
one of the people I was listening to was just like, yo, Kanye used to go and do that every day. He would just
yeah,
walk and just like nonstop. So it was like at a point it gets annoying. So it was like, no, I understand both sides of it. But it was like,
yeah,
yeah, y'all kind of were missing something there a little bit.
yeah.
But I think
And
one of the cooler things is like how you talk about like after the car crash, like the true legend, like when it came down to like that the urban legend of a rapper like type shit, like when they first coming up, that was what
yeah,
Kanye was like. Everybody's like, yo, you never heard this song? Like, yo, he rapped with his jaw shut, da da da, wired up. Like it was, it's hard still to this day. Like if you go through downloads, trying like back when we had LimeWire, you would look
yeah,
for that. There's two versions of it. There's a version of it with him regular, and then there's a version where you could tell that he's rapping
yeah,
with his jaw closed and shit. So it was like that was one of the first things that drew my attention to him, and then I just became a freaking stan basically after that.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, I didn't think I just thought the last episode was sad because I
mm.
just felt for the friend, but I felt for him because you seen the decline, and
Yeah,
then you
yeah,
just see like man, and then everything that's happening to him now and all that crap. So I was just like, shit,
yeah.
man. Like, how do you? And then
No, it
how
sucks.
fast time passes too. Because I'm thinking like I
Mm.
remember when he came out, and then now I'm this age, and it's this long ago, and I was just like, shit.
Nah, that
But
shit runs through. Like he's one of those. He's one of the few artists that I have that when I listen to their music, I can remember certain times in my life
yeah,
because it was like a part of a soundtrack to everything. Like because that's how great. Like they don't like you don't hype up a Kanye West album drop for no reason. Like the nigga's been consistent his whole career. Like I only dislike one album, and that album is mostly religious. Like
yeah,
so, it's like besides that, like the guy always has at least a certified. You're gonna find 5 songs that are fire no matter what. Like at least for you, like your preference, what you want and
yeah,
shit from him.
yeah,
But besides that, like I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. There was shoot, what the hell? There's there was I can't remember it. Damn it. But there's like this thing about when he works. Like I wanted to see him work with Jay-Z a little bit more, to be honest, because I
okay,
know him and Jay-Z worked a lot. Because they always talk about how Jay is, and they even said it in the doc. Like he goes like, "Yo, I just played the beat, and he just went in there and he did his whole verse." I need to see that before I give this guy credit, because
yeah,
they don't document this ever.
yeah,
They just say it. I hear it from everybody, but I never see anybody being like, "Yo, I just put this beat and he recorded a whole song in one take." I need to see that.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
I thought the
mm,
exact same thing when they were doing that, when they were talking about
mm,
Jay Z like that, and I was just like, are they? Is it just like what do you call it? Like mythology. Like nobody nobody really ever
yeah,
seen him do it. They just said that they
yeah,
heard that he did it. Like I was just like you said, if I heard it and I knew like okay, this is the first time he heard the beat and he just like yo, let's let me
mm,
go in there. Then like you said, I'll be like, all right, that was kind of cool. I ain't gonna lie,
mm.
that's dope. But from I don't know, I just can't put
It's
Jay
hard for
Z
me
as
to
one of the
believe. It's just hard. It's hard for me to believe because of this, especially for a Kanye beat and a Kanye aspect. Like that man is so nitpicky about how he does shit and how his beats is, and like he makes beats for certain sounds of the rappers that he wants on it. That's why
yeah,
you always hear different shit when has features. That it
yeah,
was just like, nah, I can't just see Jay Z. Like I put there's all right, there's one song. that I'm trying to remember what the hell's the name of it on the first album with him and Jay. It's actually the only song on the first album with him and Jay. But basically, Jay's last verse to end it, I'll give him possibility of him spitting those 16 bars off the top of the
Yeah.
head because it sounded like a freestyle. But his first verse, that sounded like, nah, I wrote this, so now you write this because it makes the song work, because they're
Yeah.
putting the song together.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. But then I'm a Jay-Z hater. Like, listen,
Well, I
like
am.
if you don't realize half the shit that I see, like, listen, he does do decent good stuff, but at the same time, there's a lot of fakeness to him. Like, it's hard for me to back a person that there's a lore where it's like, oh, if you say something bad about him and he hears it and he don't like it, he might blackball you because he does that. He's done that to people. He blackball you out of fucking a record, like to go record or work with a company. Like if Jay-Z works for them and he don't like that you said something about him, oh, you fucked.
Yeah.
Same, like it just happens like that. Drake has that same power. People have that power.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh, on another note, since we're talking about rap, so what you think about this whole slaughterhouse shit that's going on?
Why you gotta put me in this? I'm already in the middle of trying to make a life decision right now. Because Monday. So all right, Pete this. So Monday, I did find a spot that's actually in West Bab. There's a record store in West Bab, like that's how old CDs, cassettes, records, all of that shit that's been there apparently for a minute that we had no idea about. So look at my Instagram, I see that Joel's and Crooked's gonna be there doing a signing and like for taking pictures, and all you have to do is buy the CD. So I'm tempted to go do that on Monday. But I'm confused about it because I feel like I'm like torn between because I have like Joe Buttons is one of my favorite rappers because of his style of rap. Like it fits my emo energy when I'm very emo.
Okay.
And then like Voice has always been one of my like he's just one of the best rappers I've ever listened to. Joel's is from New York, Puerto Rican, beast. Crooked Eye is probably the one that I'm least connected to as like a fan of the group. But he's a savage too. Like I'll never say he can't rap. I had no idea that this was gonna happen. Like I'm kind of like in the middle because I agree with what they were saying. Like, yo, Joe Budden's like my nigga. Like you've been potting for years now, and every time a rap talk comes up, the joke is, and I get what he's saying. Like Joe Budden's is saying by saying it's a joke. Like da da da. I say this to the fans. Like, but yo, if you keep saying you retire or you're never gonna rap again and you're not gonna da da da, even though we all know that you could jump up and you could rap because you could rap, like that's the difference. So basically, it sucks that they're beefing because of money and like not money between them, money in the aspect that the other Voice and Joe, they're good. Like they have their careers outside of doing music consistently.
Yeah.
That they don't really need it. Crooked Eye and Joel's, like they're still in the music game. They don't have like, from what I know of, they don't have a lot of other random ventures that are like popularized like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, they need to make music to keep staying consistent. But from what I was listening to today on the Joe Budden podcast, the way he was trying to break it down, the quickest way to break it down is in their minds, his mindset. All he wanted to do was be the owner. He doesn't want to work for nobody no more. So he didn't want to sign a contract under a label for this or for that. He wanted to do a lot of, and then apparently when it first came up, it was around the time that he fired Rory and Maul. So he was already going through shit. So there's a lot of things that was happening. Yeah. So I feel like it's a lot of just bad communication. And one side is just mad because it's like, yo, why are you doing this? Like, we're a group and we're supposed to do it together and all of this. And then the other side saying like, yo, but y'all doing your own shit. Like, so we're supposed to not do anything. And I don't think that's fair either,
Yeah.
It's like you can't tell Wu-Tang Clan to not, like, yo, Ghostface, you can't throw a Wu unless you with all 16 of us. Nah, that's stupid. Just rep the set. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, keep it alive.
See, I was listening to a couple of the interviews, and then when Button and Royce and Joel's were on there, and then Crooked's fucking response to all that. So I was like trying to keep up with all the stuff going on.
It's a lot.
So it was just like I feel as though, like you said, there's a lot of miscommunication because
Mm.
when those three were on the phone thing, whatever, I don't know if that was Instagram. I don't know what the hell
Yeah,
because
that one was Instagram that they do. Yeah.
So it was just like, all right, you decided to do that publicly instead of privately, which is weird to me.
Mm.
But especially if you talk about something that serious and it's supposed to be somewhat
Yeah.
close, like it's
Mm.
close enough that you were in a group, But I look at it
Basically.
as like, yeah, there's miscommunication. I felt like Buttons wanted a certain thing and he didn't get it. He didn't want to hear anything. From my perspective, this is what I hear. Because
Mm.
even on that interview, Joe Budden was very like being an ass, and maybe that's part
He's
of his character.
It's not. It's part. He's a generalized Virgo. Like he's more of a Virgo like me. So when I'm scorned and hurt or annoyed, I'm just
Yeah,
sarcastic nonstop. Like even though like I could be saying normal shit, but I'm just like at the end of the day, I'm mad at you. So I'm gonna just say slight things, and that's what he was doing. I agree.
yeah,
Like yeah.
but I didn't like. I was just like, all right, you guys are trying to have a conversation, and then it's just like all Joel's was saying is like, yo, whatever. Like we try to have a discussion, we try to get the band back together. Then Roy said he wouldn't do it without you, and then you didn't want to do it. So now what are me and Crooked supposed to do? So we just did this, but then them both were talking about the logo. It's just like, what the fuck? We're part of the same group. Why can't I throw a logo? And they're like, oh, but we want half. It was like a weird thing. And then all Joel's was saying, just like, yo, stop hating my record. Just fuck with my record. And Joe's like, your record could suck my dick. And I was just like, why would you say that to somebody? Like a grown man saying that to another grown man.
Yeah, that's
And
it.
then
But that's his forte. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just like, all right, you're stupid for that. And then I think Joel's hang up like, yo, you're gonna regret that one. He said that to Joe, so I was just like, whatever. Royce was just sitting back laughing at the whole thing because I think Royce is on Button's side, and then Crookie came in and it was just like, no, this is actually this is the phone call we had. I'm a businessman. I think Crooked owns other businesses, so he was like, no, I'm a businessman. I gave him certain details, and all I got was this from Joe, and Roy said that he wouldn't do it without Joe. So I was like, what do you want me to do? Do nothing? We want to rap. And we wanted to rap all together, but, certain people didn't want to rap. And certain people, so I was just like, we're going to do our own thing. Fuck it.
See, and that's a lot of but that's a lot of the flaws with the shit too, because like there's little shits in there, like they have an album that never got released that when they were under Shady Records that supposedly is supposed to be this fire album that they made. And it was like, why couldn't y'all just work out a deal to figure out how to get the rights to that music and then just put that out and then y'all all could have got paid and then figure it out from there. Like, but I don't know how that works because I don't deal with that shit. But it sucks because honestly, their music was always good because they were not like a group that it was like every song you heard all four of them. They were an actual group that knew how to do it the right way. Like, yo, this track is better for us three. This track is better for probably just you two. You know what? You do this song by yourself. Yeah, and that's how they did it, and they did it right. Like most groups, like sometimes they overly do it. Like every member got to be on it type shit. Like nah, like that's what made like a lot of their music fucking fire for me was like I was able to jump through songs like, oh no, this song is better because this vibe, but da like, and now they're just here with this shit, and it's like I'll give a little bit of understanding of why Joe could be a little mad because he feels like he's getting dissed in the two songs that they put out, which I'm like, I think I haven't really listened to the second one yet, but the first one I didn't feel like it was a diss. I felt like it was more of a breakdown of like where they were. Yeah. So I didn't really take it that bad, but I'll listen to Backstage probably today when I get a chance.
You know what?
Freaking.
Fuck that. We can listen to it now, but go ahead.
I mean, we can. All right, if we talk over most of it, like they won't monetize us too much.
Yeah, no.
Truthfully.
YouTube thing is if you're commenting on it, then it's technically it's technically in the rights.
Okay.
But what's it called? Backstage?
think it is backstage. I don't have my phone right beside me. It was some shit like that. But yeah, like that's one of the things because I don't feel like I thought the pig on fire shit was random, but I thought it was gonna more symbolize the aspect of like, oh, like they're back, like they're lit. It's up in flames, something cool. Like, no, it was just nah, we killing it, da da da. But who knows? Because truthfully, I don't see Joe Buttons coming back ever rapping. Like Joe Button, like if he wanted to rap, he would have been came back and rapped.
Yeah.
Like honestly, he has the money, he has the ability to do it.
And he has a right not
So
to rap, but it's like, again, it's like we're all grown, right?
mhm,
And it's just, and that's the thing that always bugs me out. Like, all right, you want to do, like, we have phones and all this stuff, and no
mhm.
one calls no one about nothing. Especially, I'm saying, like, that was a business opportunity. Like, this ain't like me and you talking as friends, and like, I didn't say something to
Yeah.
you, you didn't say something to me. There's like, no,
Mhm.
there's real people and real business and money and careers and all this stuff. But,
Nah,
and also, you
it,
have to have fans.
you got it.
So,
But that's and that's another big part. Like, because this is why I hate Twitter, but I gotten too used to it to the point where I was like, all right, there is good and bad in here, but when I want to look for certain things bad, it's fun because I was like, oh, I'll go look at Joe Button's page. Oh, you don't need them. You're better. Da 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 da. You look at the other side, like, oh, Joe's an angry, hating ass bitch. You're like, y'all are the most confusing fans I ever. Because did you hate them when the group was together? Because now the group's broken up. It's like f them. Like no, you're like I like all four. Like I mess with all four of them. Oh, it's like the video.
I guess so, but
I
I
know
don't
they
know.
because they doing skit videos for like certain things, so you just gotta check. It says official video.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
hear
look at that.
you,
I was
so
just thinking.
you could
Yeah,
talk whatever.
I, I was thinking about getting me a bottle of Jack. Freaking gotta get sitting there, but I was like, let's try hands. Shoot, the trigger. But mm,
Yeah,
you see, it's
he
funny
looks like
because
the
like
most hurt
the
though.
video. Who Ortiz? Well, Ortiz, honestly, in the dynamic of the group,
Yeah.
Ortiz would have been considered the person as the most left out one if it wasn't for Joe because
Okay.
Crooked Eye was signed to Interscope for mad long. He's cool with Dre, da 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 da. Everybody knows who Voice is and what Voice and M are. Like they had beef, they were friends, had beef, then became friends again. Like their history is what their history is. Joe Buttons was the outcast technically, and then Joe Button
Yeah.
actually had beef for Voice of 5'9" at a point in time. Like there's a lot of funny things to it, like to go throughout their history. But from what I've
You
heard,
think that?
Joel,
Okay, go
what?
ahead.
No, I was gonna say
No,
that
no, go
Joel
ahead. Go
was
ahead. Sorry.
more the they were like to say that they hung out all the time when they were on tour or do certain things. Like nah, like Voice said in that thing when they were talking, he even said like he was like nah, me and Ortiz was cool, but at the same time when we were done with the show, like we would go in our respective corners or whatever. Like it wasn't always around each other too. So yeah,
Yeah, I think like Joe Budden is like the bad person. Like I feel like everything, all the drama revolves around him.
mm. Well, he
It's
has
crazy.
that his personality makes him do that. That's why.
Mm,
Like he's a very emotional person.
yeah,
Like I
but
mean, the
still.
guy literally like when you go to therapy
Yeah.
consistently. It's like, yo, bro, like you should have stopped by now. Learn something.
Well, he
Shit.
needs a new
I don't know.
therapist because that shit ain't working.
Yeah. Like it's he be making me feel sane. Put it like that.
Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, but these are facts. These aren't things that we don't know.
That's a disc.
Like,
Yeah.
like, And it's a group that was formed because they were the four outcasts that nobody wanted, and that's how they became a group, and everybody loved it because it was like,
Yeah.
oh, these four great MCs, because they're technically the people you're never gonna hear them on the radio. They're not mainstream. They're not none of that. Like, there's no commercial in them, so them getting together and making themselves popular enough to get almost mainstream like that, and then fall apart, and it's like, oh
Yeah.
shit. But I never at one point in time thought all four of those were best friends. I was like, maybe Voice of 5'9", cool with one of them, but I would never gonna, because you got a California guy, you got a Detroit guy, you got a dude from New York, and a dude technically from Jersey, even though he wants to claim he's from New York, Queens, depending on his mood. Like,
That's funny.
So,
He wants to claim
like-
that he's from New York. He's a fucking asshole.
yeah, like, he's the
Oh.
most bipolar shit. Like, because he'd be like, oh, but I lived in Queens for this amount of years, then I moved to Jersey. But it's like, bro, your whole career, we all know that you rep Jersey, Newark, all of that, da. You're a Jersey person to us. Like, me as a fan, you are from Jersey. You're not from New York. You don't rep New York. You don't talk about New York like that. Like,
True.
but, you know,
I found out the reason why my internet's moving so slow is these wireless adapters. They don't run on a lot of memory. So now I gotta rebuy
that's
shit.
weak.
It's fucked up.
Weak.
Play some more of the song.
Telling you just gotta get a broadband, my guy. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Shit.
This is some bullshit.
See, this video is gonna kill me. Like, this is probably why I didn't watch it, because I've been listening to Slaughterhouse since like everything was announced, and I was seeing these pictures. I was like, god damn it! Like, it's one of the best underrated groups ever. Like,
It really is, though. I think that's the thing. Fuck it. We'll recap this shit because my shit is running slow as fuck.
yeah, like, as for the nerd fans, like, yeah, man,
Right.
you know you're gonna
Yeah,
get
like,
them. It was like,
We still
awesome.
broke over here, people.
That's a fact, though. True. Freaking, what the man? What was the? Oh, so we'll get into one. I'll do like a quickish breakdown of AEW's pay-per-view if you want. I'll give you a quick
Sure,
15,
go
10
ahead.
minute. It sucked. It was the worst freaking thing in my life. Nah, you know what's crazy? It sucked because I freaking had to go to work that night. So I drove to my job and then I watched the rest of it on my phone. I'll say this one thing,
Yeah.
because I missed probably the first, I missed 30 minutes of the beginning of it, and then I got there and started to get to see like the middle of it. It's annoying because it's like when you watch something and you be like, oh, that's so good, like that's actually good, and then it could get so bad. It's like that's the definition of watching AEW. It was like the CM Punk MJF match. Some people say it's not their favorite. Like, I personally don't think it was better than their first one that they had on free TV. But I thought it was the storytelling of it made it good. Like, when you could get me into it, like invested, where I'm like, oh shit, like you have to beat him up, like do that, yeah, get him, like type shit. And then you get a lot of different emotions to it. It made the match awesome. But I feel like they pushed the ending with Warlow a little bit too fast because they didn't really need to, have him turn on MJF yet. I think it would have been better for him to turn on MJF after, he won the belt and everything, and then he'll be like the one champion in the stable of MJF's, and have MJF like keep like degrading him and on him and like screwing him over, and then finally they have a match, and then MJF cheats to beat him, takes the title, and then boom, now you're off and running. But you could do a lot more with them and shit. But that was just my little critique. I think but there was funny on Twitter, there was been like 2 days that people were fighting because CM Punk came out with his entrance music from his Ring of Honor days. One granted, no idea. I had no idea what was happening. Like the entrance, I was like, yo, what's going on? Like the song is mad different. I'm waiting for like the CM Punk song to hit. And I'm like, what is this song? And then he comes out. I said to someone on Twitter, because within the conversation, I felt like, for me personally, I thought it was dope, even though I had no idea it was from Ring of Honor because I never really watched Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Because the song just hit different and like hit the vibe, like the vibe of all of it. It like you felt like, oh, this is something. Like this means something. Like I
Yeah.
didn't know, but I knew something was happening. So it helped make the match even more like interesting and more important within
Okay.
that. So I thought that was cool. Um, the freaking oh wow, the I want to make sure I say his name right. Dan, no, Brian Danielson and John Moxley, their match. I thought that match was dope too. They actually got Rid and Regal to come. Now they signed Rid and Regal, so there's a possibility. This is why I say I want to watch AEW tonight. Because I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if there's like little twerks where it's like, oh, you signed one of the smartest wrestling brains that worked for WWE now, so let's see if he can help tighten the screws of like this, like your show, like where it
Yeah.
doesn't feel like it's a train wreck randomly, like, oh, this is great, and then boom, a car crash. Like, what the fuck just happened? Because that's what it feels like
Yeah.
sometimes.
That's
Like,
hilarious.
um,
Yeah. No.
but that match was awesome. Like, I recommend like that match is a match to watch. I thought the main event was underwhelming because
Yeah.
they they overdid super kick. Like we go through this process of a whole night of y'all trying to do everything right. Y'all didn't not too much blood. So two matches had blood. The two matches that needed it made sense. I felt like the female matches felt flat, but that's not fully everybody's fault. I think it's just storytelling and build and care. Like
Yeah.
the AW fans on Twitter can act like they care about the women's division, but they don't. Like
Okay.
it was just mid. Yeah, it was very mid. It didn't come out that great. But when we get to the gist of it, like I will get to where the big thing is Adam Cole and his run in AEW since he left WWE has been
All
mid
right.
as fuck, and it's annoying as hell for a guy
Mhm.
who had that much of a buzz to go to the company that's supposed to be the biggest freaking thing, the hottest buzz right now. And it was like, it's not saying that his matches are bad. It just doesn't have the same feel that it had when it was in NXT. Like I think the story aspect of the fighting, like the fighting in the match, isn't
Yeah.
like coming out the same way in AEW. Because like there was a point in time, like so there's a spot in the match where it's like towards the end where Adam Page basically like handcuffs or ties Adam Cole's arm to the top rope, and it's supposed to be like an answer back from what happened on Wednesday. So you already kind of know, like, oh, he's gonna go and hit him, like he's gonna kick him with a boot. And
Yeah.
right away, I was like, fuck. Like in my head, I was like, damn it, I already know what's about to happen in the next like 5 minute span. Super kick, super kick, super kick, super kick, super kick. And it's just like, no sell, no sell, no sell. And it's like, yo, if you getting kicked in the face that clear, you should not be no selling it. You should be playing it off because it brings human emotion to the match. You know, like I just hate the non-selling aspect. Like it was the match could have been a lot better if y'all actually sold a little bit more of your shit. You know, like,
Yeah.
and it just drove me crazy. And I hated the fact that Adam Cole came out with some with Master Chief's fucking thing, the Halo, the freaking the
Yeah.
backpack thing. You know, he had the shoulder pads. It just looked stupid. It looked like cheap cosplay. I didn't like it. But I thought the pay per view was these like good. I just didn't like certain shit. I don't talk about the corny bucks and other. I barely could watch that match. Was yo. Did you see the shit that I sent you? With the Randy Orton RKO
Yeah. I think so. Yes.
when
I think so.
Gabe did the flip and then he caught him in midair.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
seen that.
yeah. All right. So that was the talk on Monday because everybody's like, yo, oh no, Tuesday technically because the match on Monday. So people were like, oh, what's better, the AEW version, the 3-way, or the WWF one? And I was like starting to see. I'm like, yo, all y'all people were not talking about the Young Bucks match on Sunday night. Like I was up,
No.
like I had to be awake, so I was looking. Like nobody was talking. They talked about everything else. They did not talk about that match really. But as soon as WWF put on a better version of it, everybody started trying to bring it up, and it's like, nah, it's too late. Like that match on Monday was dope. Like I literally like they opened the show with that, and then after that match ended, I passed out because I was up for like over 20 hours. So like I needed to go to sleep. But that freaking match was amazing. Like, there's just something, but it's like that's the thing about certain as well. Like, if you can make shit make more sense, like WWE, like one kid told me he was like, "Oh, I don't like the fact that it was a triple threat match, but only two people were in the ring at one time in WWF." I was like, "You know what? You're right. It kind of makes more sense. Why is one team with two people standing on the outside, and then the other two teams got one representative in the ring fighting? Doesn't make sense." You're right, Amar.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. But I was like, besides that, I'll take psychology and cooler spots that look better than watching the Young Bucks one where it was like, don't get me wrong, like there was some decent cool spots, but then it gets to the point where it's like the acrobatic spots where it's like, hold my hand, all right, do this and flippies and yay, you know. And it's like, like god damn it. Like they try to push over Luchasaurus, and I showed you that botch. Like he had some cool spots, but he still has that obvious botch. So it's like it's hard to really fall into line of it. People are already giving up on Keith Lee. What
I felt
about
bad.
Lucha?
I really, yeah, because I was just like, I want him to be so good, the big guy that could actually like do flips and shit, and then it's like,
I think he'll be better if he actually one day realizes, and I mean, he has a PhD apparently. He's supposed to be mad smart. Like, yo, bro, I get that 15 minutes of fame in Mexico when you came out dressed like that and they started chanting Luchasaurus and you make that your name and da da da. You know what'd be even cooler? You just got rid of that whole gimmick. You already had the look, the physique, and change your character. Be something more serious. Be an actual.
I don't think his character is a problem. I think his work in the ring is a problem.
His character is a problem because nobody cares about a damn dinosaur. I want to at least be an evil
I
dinosaur.
do. His mask is awesome. His mask is
but
cool.
You know what? It will be better if he was a heel. If you work that as a heel,
yes, with the same mask, or maybe like a black mask or something. But
something. Yeah, he has to do. He has to switch it. He's boring. To me, he's boring. Like Jungle Boy, like Luke Perry's son.
Yeah.
Like Jungle Boy, he's cool because you know what? You can see potential. You're like, yo, that kid can wrestle. If he ever gets a personality, he's gonna be awesome. But that's all you get. Then you see Luchasaurus and you go, that guy looks like he should be able to wrestle and beat your ass, but he's doing stupid spots and hurting people. And that's what kills me with him. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. In the ring is where I see it's the problem. I don't think it's his character. I think it's in the ring. And I just feel like when I first saw him, I had such high hopes, but it was just like I'm saying, as soon as after he broke his leg, I felt like he's just very insecure to do anything now.
But he did do a good spot, which was actually cool. Like he did he have both? He had two people. I don't remember who they were, but he had them both like for choke slams. But he was laying down on the floor, and then he did a kip up while holding them. So I was like, see, look, I was like, he has the strength. He's in shape. Like you're physically able to hold someone like this and then throw yourself up and land on your feet. You have skills. You just have to use it smart. Don't overdo it. Like the thing is, like it's like there's like Jim Cornette would say, like, or anybody would say, like he's a big guy that wants to work like he's smaller than what he is, and it's like sometimes that doesn't always work because you can hurt people or you just the timing is very weird. It's just a hard thing to do.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I mean, his career is going to be make hard anyway for the rest of his career. I don't see him ever getting any bigger.
Don't say that, damn it.
Yeah, I just don't see it. I don't. That the fans are still there, but I'm pretty sure if they would have dropped the belt on Sunday, people would have not been mad. To be honest, but that's pretty much my review of AEW because really not much. All they do is debuts and bullshit. So it's like I'm waiting to see Jeff Hardy debut tonight. That's pretty much what I said. I'm waiting to see if they going to change the mode or are they going to be the same and it's going to be.
You think he's going to come in as Willow?
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, Willow will be a better surprise personally.
Where can I see this on so I can watch it too?
It's on TBS tonight.
Oh shit! I don't got regular cable. All right.
Use the live TV, the red box tube shit.
Yeah.
All the ones that
red
you have the live stream to the one, you know, the one that we used to use to watch live
TV then. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. I'm pretty sure that they have TBS stream links.
Okay.
So you can
So I'll
always
check
use
it out.
that. Yeah, like
So
it's
on the same wrestling subject, what was this thing going on with Twitter with you and that girl, the
oh
wrestler?
nah, because basically
And
what
that's the
happened
big
was
girl, like the big white girl in WWE.
yeah, Dewdrop.
That's the one. Okay.
Yeah, that was Dewdrop or Piper Nevins, whatever you want to call her. Nah, so I was looking at Twitter yesterday and I came across what she retweeted. So some dude commented on a post that she was on tagged on and just said, "Oh, like why is ask Dewdrop why is she so fat?" Because basically it was like ask her questions. So she turned around and she says, "Because your father loves BBWs." So I seen a few people commenting because I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna look at the comments because I like to look to see." So one dude commented and he was just like, "Oh, that's my son there." So I was just like, "Fuck it," like you know what, just being stupid. I went into his comment and I commented on there. I was like, "Nah, that's my child," and then like literally so like literally probably like 5 minutes later, like I looked back on Twitter and I was like, who liked my thing? Then I looked and I was like, oh, she liked it. I was like, awesome. I was like, that basically ended my night. I was like, that was fucking great. I was like, dude, I like my comment.
That's awesome.
I was
Shit.
like,
Or
maybe
like
that,
your,
but but the thing is
I
like,
guess.
because I was like, it's funny because sometimes I feel like I was like, it could be one of those things where it's like maybe you realize like you do see the people that like your shit sometimes. Because it's like I
Yeah.
do like some of her like selfies or like posts that she does put up. So I was like, cool. Like I don't look like a crazy person. I was just like, nah, I'm just one of them random people. Because she liked other people's shit. Like she liked the guy's comment that I commented on there. Because she gets it like she was like it's a fun joke. Like nigga, like fuck that. Like nigga, like you're not ugly. So I feel like that guy's just an insecure neckbeard dude who can't get girls anyway. You
Yeah.
know, like so it's like
See,
shit like that is just mad funny.
all I get is I try. I got what do you call it? I guess is they're trying to catfish me on Instagram with Liv Morgan.
Oh, okay. Well,
Like out of nowhere, I got a DM from Liv Morgan, and I was just
mm,
like, she was like, "Hey, how are you?" I forget. It was like something basic, and I was like,
yeah.
"Hi," and she was just like, "I see that you're a fan of me," and da da da. I'm Liv Morgan, the wrestler, and then it did like one of those weird selfies, like it was kind of blurry but not. So
Yeah.
it was Liv Morgan, but I think someone took it from her thing. So I was just like, "So you're a wrestler with no followers?" And she was like, "No, this is my private account." And I was just like, "Your private account?" Like I was just like,
That's
"What?"
too funny.
And then she was like, "Where are you from?" And this and that. And I was just like, "I'm from Florida." And then da da da. And I was like, "You know what? Let me try something." So I called her.
Mm.
I called her from Instagram.
Yeah.
No answer. So I was just like, "What?" And I get, "Why'd you just try to call me?" And I was just like, I just fucking blocked
Like,
her.
I don't think you understand why. Like, if you could text me, you could fucking talk to me on the phone. But
Yeah.
like, nah, that's mad funny. Cause like, oh shit, that's funny. You know, it's mad funny because like yesterday I was gonna send you a picture because I was watching old NXT and like she was in one of the matches I was watching and she looked so different, like because she was younger, like she was a lot
Okay.
more skinnier. Yeah, but it was just weird looking at it because like her whole appeal looked like that was the appeal that made me like her. But she used to wear like
Okay.
Jordan sneakers and shit, like she dressed different. But it was just funny that you're saying that shit because like shit, what was the there's there was another one that was kind of like that did some shit like that. I'm trying to remember who it was. Oh, that's what it was that I was gonna say. So the Liv Morgan aspect when you're saying that on Twitter, Liv Morgan actually did post something, and she put a shirt up that apparently she wore on Raw, and she was auctioning. And I've only seen these things because people were retweeting it. The
Yeah.
amount of money that people were throwing out there for a sweat drenched kind of like everything that she did that day type shit shirt.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, these Western fans are weird because I was like, that
Yeah.
shit could have bought me 2 cars, like that. Like,
Wow.
yeah, it
That's
was getting up there. It was getting up there,
to
but
be famous.
and she's only famous in that universe, that type of world.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like she's not even mainstream. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
but nah, those fans is wild. Craziness. Shit is wild.
All I do,
Like,
I really do gotta take Twitter off my phone because I get plopped like bloop. I'm just like, I don't
now,
even look at it. I'm just like,
I'm trying to remember what the hell. But yesterday I was OD active because I was bored at work, and like I was just like bored in general, and like when I don't doing overnights, fuck my head up because I don't sleep like a normal. I will wait till the next night to go to sleep, which isn't healthy.
Yeah.
Like,
I do the same
so
thing.
it fucks me up a little bit. So Tuesday I was kind of in like a daze of just like whatever. So I was talking to people and yeah, I was OD active. I got it. I put it like this, and this is gonna be a funny one. I got into an argument with a dude and didn't even realize I was arguing with him for no reason because he was just basically agreeing with me. But he was like, he literally like DM'd me, and he's like, "Yo, like this is a stand like a joke account making fun of AEW fans." But I was like, so I told him I was like, "Yeah, you definitely got me because you talk just like them." So yeah, that's why I kept coming at you like the way I was. Because it was like, and it wasn't like fully aggressive, but it was like aggressive in the wrestling talk way. Like, yo, what are you talking about? Like, and then I realized, like, ah, shit. I was like,
I can just imagine you just like, fuck you, motherfucker. Like, yo, dude, I'm on your side.
And like, it wasn't even like that. Like, I was the more, because I'm learning new ways to be like not able to get kicked off without cursing and saying shit. So, like one dude got mad because I thought he guessed that he was gonna get to me with like the gifs and all of that and what he's saying. So like I was bored that day. So I was like, you know what? Every time he comments, all I kept doing was sending him the emoji of the middle finger. To the point where he finally turned around and he was like, oh, someone found a new emoji they like. So I was like, yeah. And I sent it back.
It's like being a little kid again.
Yeah. I was just like, F it. Like, I'll just keep sending you the. Because I was like, I'm not going to sit there and argue with you because that's all you want me to do. Like, I know the people to argue with and then the people not to argue with a little bit more now. Like, besides yesterday, because that dig at me. Because, like, he called me off guard because, like, he said some shit. Oh, because I commented it to another dude that commented and I was just like, nah, you know, this is one of those people that don't know how to talk to girls type dudes. And then he commented and he was like, oh, you never seen, I guess you didn't look at my bio, like my profile thing. So I looked and he had the rainbow flag. So I was like, all right, you can't talk to guys. Like, you know, like, and then that's when he DM'd me and I was like, son of a bitch, you got me. I was just at that point. I was like, like, I was just trying to like not argue, but like argue backhandedly. And I was like, damn it.
Yeah, that's mad funny. It's just like, I don't want to fucking start a whole fucking thing.
Yeah, but I give him credit.
Yeah, that's a good one. Actually, I had something similar. It was about that fucking Superboy thing because they made a big deal about Superboy, the son of Superman, kissing another boy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it was like a big thing in the comic book community. So I just saw a post about it because at this point they've done that so much. I'm just like, whatever. I don't read new comic books unless it's like independent. So I just saw a post and I was just looking at all these things, right? And I just noticed one guy commenting, like somebody was like, I don't like it. Like, they shouldn't do that. Well, but he had like a logical thing. Like, he wasn't emotional. He's not like, I fucking hate this. But then the guy that was commenting was all this, what the fuck you, you fucking, you're homophobe and all this stuff, like going crazy, almost everyone's post. So one guy said exactly what I was thinking. So I was just like, no, I agree. Like, I don't understand this kind of thing. And we were just talking. The guy commented. And the guy was just like aggressive with me and the other guy. Like, you guys are this and that and that. And I was just like, I was calm. The other guy was kind of mad. But that was on my side. But I was calm. I was like, no, explain it to me. I was just like, all right, like, my problem is this. Like, you're forcing it. It's not just something that's happening. You're forcing the issue. It's like you're not making brand new characters that aren't and all the stuff. But when every point I was making, he was getting mad at me. And then once I said, like, yo, I'm just trying to have a conversation. So if you're just doing, if you want to yell, that's on you. I'm just
Yeah.
saying my opinion on this. And so when I calmed him down, and then he's like, okay, I like you. I don't like the other guy, but this is why. And then he explained it, and I was like, all right, that makes sense. And all he did was explain, like, you know what? Superboy, or the new Superboy, who is the son of Superman, he was always young for so long that they didn't give him like a sexuality kind of thing because he was a little boy. He didn't like do anything with that.
Yeah.
But now I think in the comic books he's coming to his own, like he's becoming older, and it's not like he's straight up gay or this. He's bisexual. So I was like, but why is that so bad? And I was like, you know what? The way you explained it, then I could get it. Like, okay, he's up and coming. Someone who wrote for him recently just decided to make him that. That's fine. But I was explaining the Iceman thing where it was just like he was made in the 60s, and throughout his whole career until mid to late 2000s, you make him gay out of nowhere. And it really was a Jean Grey goes in his mind. It's like, hey, Iceman, you're gay. And he's like, oh, am I? It was just like, what? What the fuck is that?
That's weird. Yeah, that was some weird shit. I don't know about that. But no, you get that on Twitter because that's what the people do. Like, you'll get like there's people out there that literally just have burner accounts or whatever account just to pick fights or start something. Like somebody yesterday after the Stone Cold thing was just, oh, Stone Cold's career, like, the what the hell is it called again? The odd shit? You know what I mean. But I can't remember the word. The shit where you put like the thing like that when you pick that over this.
I'm not sure.
You know how like that thing that goes like that looks like that symbol? Remember we used to do it in math? Fractions. Like the fractions aspect.
The greater than? Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, why I can't remember it? But that, like, so that's like a thing on social media apparently. So somebody did that and they were like, oh, Kenny Omega, Stone Cold Steve Austin's whole career, and then he obviously went Kenny Omega. And it's like, all right, you're either retarded or you're just doing this shit to see how people react. And that's where you kind of have to start deciphering like how people really are.
And especially those two. Like, why would you put those two together?
There's no comparison. There's like I literally would walk away. I would spit on the floor and walk away from you.
Yo, I would fucking die if I saw that. Just like and just stare at them for a second and just walk away.
I don't know, ever say that. Hey, just 1998 alone, Stone Cold Steve Austin is better than anything Kenny Omega's ever done. Like, out of your mind. But that's what you get in this world. Like, hey, listen, I'm pretty sure if I go onto Twitter right now, there's a bunch of people in there that I could find that supporting Russia. I mean, you already got the Trump people out here doing cartwheels like, yes, bring them back. It's like, no, I just want my gas cheaper. Shit. But that's the world.
Up. Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely is.
What time is it?
It's 7 something. But we've been going on for an hour. So we're gonna close this up. We could maybe we'll do another one on Friday. Put it out on Saturday.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, but there'll be something to talk about. I'll find something. Yeah. I mean, I'll probably bitch about some wrestling. AEW.
Yeah.
Fucking. Yeah. I'm pretty sure the link will work. I'll text you if anything other shit because I can't send you my shit because it's not working anymore like that. Like it's weird.
Okay.
Like like it's bipolar as fuck, so I can't do like how I would normally do it. Right. But I'll figure out something. But I'll double check for you. All right.
All right. Cool. All right. Peace out, people. Like, subscribe, and follow. All of that shit. Have a good one.
Yeah. Peace. Good day.